Ever wish you could just sit down with someone who's been shaping the digital world since, I don't know, like the days of dial-up?
Right.
Well, today's deep dive is pretty close to that.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, we got this presentation from Dr. Yogesh Malhotra.
Interesting.
And it's like this roadmap of digital strategy from the .com, back in the day to right now.
Wow.
From Silicon Valley to Wall Street, even the Pentagon.
I mean, what I find really interesting is how Dr. Malhotra, he bridges all these worlds, right? Well, he's advising Silicon Valley VCs and CEOs back when, the internet was like the Wild West.
Yeah.
Then he's guiding Wall Street hedge funds through all this digital revolution stuff. And then he's working with Pentagon CTO teams.
It's wild.
I know.
And it's not just like, oh, he did all this stuff. It's like the impact.
Right.
His company, Global Risk Management Network, LLC, they've built digital networks used by millions globally.
It's huge.
So it's not just theory we're talking about here.
No.
We're talking about application.
Yeah.
On a huge scale.
I think that's what makes all his insights so valuable. He doesn't just tell you what's happening.
Right.
He explains why it matters.
Yeah.
And how you can use it, how you can actually use this knowledge.
So let's get into it. One of Dr. Malhotra's core themes is this statement.
Okay.
Obsolete what you know before others obsolete it, and profit by creating the challenges and opportunities others haven't even thought about.
Wow, that's a mouthful.
It's a lot, but what does that actually mean for someone listening right now?
Okay, so think about it this way. Every industry, they all have their assumptions, their rules of the game.
Right.
But what if those rules just changed?
Yeah.
What if the tech you're relying on suddenly it's gone, it's outdated?
Yeah.
Dr. Malhotra is basically, he's urging us to think ahead, to disrupt ourselves before someone else does it to us.
So instead of reacting to change, you become the change maker.
Exactly. It's a big mindset shift, but how do you do it?
Yeah. How do you actually put that into practice?
Okay, we'll start by questioning the assumptions in your field.
Okay.
What are the things everyone just takes for granted?
Right.
What if those things just weren't true anymore?
Right.
By challenging that conventional wisdom, you can spot opportunities that other people might miss.
You turn threats into advantages.
I
like that.
Yeah.
Dr. Malhotra also talks about this journey from growing digital startups to trillion-dollar hedge funds.
Oh, yeah.
What are some of the things he sees in that kind of successful digital growth?
Well, one key takeaway is this idea of e-agility.
Yeah.
It's not just about the newest tech.
Right.
It's about how your people, your processes, your technology, how it all works together seamlessly.
Gotcha.
It's about organizations being able to move quickly.
Right.
Adapt to change.
Right.
And truly leverage technology.
So even a small startup can apply these principles.
Absolutely. It's not about size.
Right.
It's about how nimble you are, how adaptable.
I like that.
Another core concept Dr. Malhotra talks about is the 4 C's.
Okay. Controls,
Content, Community, and Commerce.
Okay, so break that down for me.
Right.
What does he mean by controls?
It's more than just security, although that's a big part of it.
Right.
Controls, they cover risk management.
Okay.
Compliance. Data privacy.
Right.
And building trust with your users.
Gotcha.
You can't have, a digital enterprise without that foundation of security.
Makes sense. And trust.
Yeah.
And content.
Yeah.
I'm assuming, that's pretty straightforward.
Well, it is, but Dr. Malhotra, he goes deeper than just making good content.
Okay.
It's about managing it effectively, getting it out there, distribution,
right,
on the right channels,
right,
and then ultimately finding ways to monetize it.
Okay, so it's not just enough to be a great writer or video creator.
Right.
You need to understand the business side of it.
Yeah. Then we've got community.
Okay.
This is all about building an engaged audience or, user base. It's where you get feedback,
right,
test ideas, and build loyalty.
Community is so important, especially in the digital world.
Oh, absolutely.
Where everything moves so fast.
It does.
And trends change, constantly.
They do. And then lastly, commerce.
Okay.
This is where you take all your digital stuff, your content, your community,
right,
and you turn it into revenue streams.
Okay.
Finding ways to make money.
Make it sustainable.
Yeah. Make money from your digital endeavors.
So the 4 C's are really like this, like a holistic framework.
Yeah.
You need all of them working together
Absolutely.
to be successful,
Uh-huh.
no matter, what industry you're in.
Yeah.
It's like a recipe
Oh, I like that.
with like 4 key ingredients.
Uh-huh.
If you're missing one, the whole thing it falls apart.
That's a great analogy. And Dr. Malhotra doesn't stop there.
No.
No. He says we need to go beyond data to really thrive in today's digital landscape.
Okay.
What he means is we need to acknowledge like change and complexity and uncertainty as the defining features
Gotcha.
of the modern world.
That's interesting because we hear about data being used for, predictions,
Right.
but he's saying that's not enough.
Yeah, he's saying we got to go beyond prediction and focus on anticipating surprise.
Anticipating surprise.
Imagine being able to sense disruption
Right.
before it even happens.
Okay, how do you even do that?
It's about developing foresight.
Okay.
And he breaks it down into 3 parts: imagination, intuition, and insight.
So you got to think outside the box. Trust your gut.
Yeah,
See patterns that others might miss.
exactly. It's about being creative, being perceptive,
Okay.
and always challenging your assumptions.
Right. We're already seeing some like recurring themes here. Agility, resilience,
Yeah.
the ability to not just adapt to change,
Right.
but to anticipate it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it brings us back to Dr. Malhotra's career.
Right.
From guiding Silicon Valley startups to Wall Street hedge funds to the Pentagon.
It's wild.
I know. He's applying these principles across all these different fields.
Right.
And his message stays the same.
Yeah.
Whether he's talking to tech people or military leaders.
Right.
It's about embracing change,
Right.
building resilience,
Right.
and using tech to achieve specific goals.
It's almost like he's like this like digital chameleon.
Yeah, I like that.
Blending into any environment.
Uh-huh.
But always with that same like philosophy.
Yeah.
And speaking of big goals,
Oh, yeah.
there's his motto: do something epic, save the world.
Love it.
Bold statement.
It is.
It sounds like he's not just talking about like business success,
No.
but about using tech for like, I don't know, a greater purpose.
100%.
Hmm.
Dr. Malhotra sees digital technology as like a powerful tool for addressing all the big challenges,
Right.
like climate change, poverty, inequality,
Right.
even finding cures for diseases.
That's where his work on self-adaptive complex systems comes in.
Right.
I have to admit, this is where I start to get like a little lost.
Okay.
What are those systems?
All right. So imagine a system that can learn
Okay.
and adapt on its own
Okay.
without humans getting involved,
Right.
like a city's traffic system,
Right.
adjusting to rush hour, or our immune systems fighting off a virus.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So these systems can like think for themselves,
In a way. Yeah.
respond to changes in their environment.
Uh,
But how does that translate into something like saving the world?
well, Dr. Malhotra thinks that these systems could totally change everything.
Yeah.
Healthcare, transportation,
Yeah.
cybersecurity.
Right.
Imagine a healthcare system that like personalizes your treatment
Right.
based on real-time data,
Okay.
or a security system that stops cyber attacks
Right.
before they even happen.
Now we're talking.
Right.
That's next level stuff.
It is.
But he also throws out this term quantum mines
Okay.
for managing quantum uncertainty and complexity. I don't even know where to begin with that one.
It's both.
Okay.
Philosophical and practical.
Yep.
He's making a connection between the ideas behind quantum mechanics,
Okay.
which is all about uncertainty and probability
Okay.
at a tiny level,
Uh-huh.
and the challenges of managing complexity
Okay.
in the digital age.
Okay. So it's about acknowledging that, in a complex world,
Yeah.
things are constantly changing,
They are.
and you just can't predict or control every outcome.
Nope. It's about embracing uncertainty
Go ahead.
and developing a mindset that's flexible, adaptable. Right.
And open to new possibilities.
Gotcha. So how does this all tie back into his no build monetize framework?
Oh, yeah?
It sounds like a roadmap for success,
It is.
but how does it actually work?
It's a really simple framework.
Okay.
You can apply it to any digital venture.
Okay.
The Neroa phase is all about research,
Okay.
understanding your market,
No.
finding opportunities.
Right.
What are the problems you want to solve?
Okay.
the needs you want to meet.
So it's like laying the groundwork
Yeah,
before you even start building anything.
absolutely.
What about the build phase?
That's where you actually make your product or your service.
Okay.
You're using tech, you're putting the right team together,
Right.
you're bringing your vision to life.
And monetize is about making money.
Yes, it's about finding those revenue streams,
Right.
figuring out your pricing,
Okay.
and scaling your business.
So it's like a digital version of build it and they will come.
Yeah, but more strategic, more practical. Right.
It aligns with his whole idea of achieving specific capabilities and outcomes through using tech strategically.
Okay.
It's not about technology for the sake of technology.
Right.
It's about using it to solve problems and create value.
This is all fascinating, but I got to ask.
Yeah.
How does this apply to someone who's not, building a startup
Right.
or running a hedge fund?
Yeah.
What can, the average person take away from all this?
But that's a great question. You don't need to be a tech whiz or a CEO to use these ideas.
Right.
Like, think about how you search for info online.
Okay.
Are you using the best tools?
Right.
The best strategies?
Uh-huh.
Could you be saving time by using something like a meta search portal,
Okay.
which pulls info from lots of sources?
Right.
You
We often take our search habits for granted,
We do.
but there might be much better ways to find what we need.
Exactly. And think about Dr. Malhotra's emphasis on agility and anticipating surprises.
Right.
How can we use that in our own lives?
Right.
Our careers,
Yeah.
personal goals.
So it's about being proactive, adaptable,
Yep.
recognizing that things won't always go perfectly,
Right.
and being willing to, adjust.
Exactly. It's also about constantly learning new skills.
Okay.
So you can stay ahead of the curve.
Right.
What do you need to learn today
Uh-huh.
to be ready for the opportunities of tomorrow?
So be open to new things.
Yeah,
Embrace change instead of being scared of it.
absolutely.
And maybe even, seeking out those disruptions
Yes, you
before
too.
they, find you.
Precisely. And remember,
Yeah.
failure, it's not the opposite of success.
Okay.
It's part of learning.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
This has been a really thought-provoking conversation.
I agree.
We've covered a lot.
We have.
From Dr. Malhotra's background, his core themes, to this work on self-adaptive systems and how that connects to his vision of, a globally accessible
Right.
and secure World Wide Web.
Absolutely.
But we've just scratched the surface.
We haven't even talked about his specific insights on AI,
Right.
quantum computing,
Yeah.
cybersecurity, or how all these technologies are coming together.
Right. And I want to hear more about his work with the Pentagon.
Oh, yeah, that's next time.
Okay.
That's next time. Stay tuned.
Wait.
We're just getting started.
Okay, so we've established Dr. Malhotra is not afraid to think big,
No, he's not.
but now I really want to hear about this work with the Pentagon.
Right.
It's not every day you get a glimpse behind the curtain of national security
Yeah.
and, cutting edge tech.
It's a fascinating area
Yeah.
where all of his expertise in these self-adaptive, complex systems
Right.
really comes into play.
Uh-huh.
Remember we were talking about how these systems can learn and adapt on their own?
Right.
Almost like they have a mind of their own.
Like a city's traffic system,
Yeah.
adjusting to rush hour,
Exactly.
or our immune system fighting a virus.
Right. Well, imagine applying that kind of thinking to cybersecurity.
Okay.
The threats that governments and organizations face,
Yeah.
they're constantly changing.
Right.
It's not enough to just react to the threats you already know about.
Right. It's like trying to fight a war with yesterday's weapons.
Exactly. You got to be ahead of the curve.
You got to anticipate the next move.
That's where Dr. Malhotra's work comes in.
Okay.
These self-adaptive systems could revolutionize cybersecurity,
Okay.
analyze past attacks, look for patterns,
Uh-huh.
even predict future threats.
Right. So you're shifting from a reactive to a proactive kind of security posture.
Yeah, exactly.
So instead of just building bare walls, we're creating systems that can learn and evolve
Exactly.
to outsmart the attackers.
Yeah. It's like a digital immune system.
I like that for the entire country.
Yeah.
And it's not just limited to cybersecurity, right? No. These self-adaptive systems could be used for intelligence gathering, military operations,
Absolutely.
even things like disaster response.
Uh-huh.
Like a system that can analyze weather patterns.
Yeah.
predict where a hurricane might hit
Exactly.
or how a wildfire might spread.
There's huge save the world potential there.
And when you think about his expertise in AI,
Yeah.
quantum computing, cryptography,
It's all coming together.
the possibilities seem limitless.
I know, it's mind-boggling. But let's zoom out for a sec. Bring it back to the listener.
Right, because it's easy to get lost in this big picture stuff.
Yeah.
So what does this mean for someone who's not working with the Pentagon
Right.
or building self-adaptive systems?
Well, think about Dr. Malhotra's own journey.
Okay.
You know, he started by helping Silicon Valley startups navigate the early internet.
Right.
Then he moved to Wall Street, guiding hedge funds through the digital revolution.
Right.
And now he's applying their same principles to national security.
So the takeaway is these principles of digital transformation, they're universal.
Yeah.
Whether you're building a business,
Yeah.
managing your finances,
Right.
or just trying to stay ahead of the curve.
These ideas can help you.
Remember those 4 C's.
Yeah.
Controls, content, community, commerce
They're essential.
for any successful digital strategy.
It doesn't matter what field you're in.
Right. And even if you're not building a global network or working with the Pentagon,
Right.
you can still apply those concepts.
Absolutely. Think about your own e-agility.
Okay.
How can you make things more efficient?
Right.
Use tech to streamline tasks, free up time for the important stuff.
Strategic thinking.
Exactly. And what about leveraging content and community?
Okay.
Are you creating content that people actually care about?
Right.
Are you building a network to support you?
To help you reach those goals.
Dr. Malhotra also talked about the need to move beyond silos by integrating AI, quantum computing, cyber, crypto, all that advanced tech.
Yeah, it's all converging.
It is, and that has the power to reshape industries.
We're already seeing it, right? Like in finance.
Oh, yeah.
With AI and blockchain.
Definitely.
Creating new financial products and services.
And healthcare,
Yeah.
where AI is personalizing treatments,
Right.
diagnosing diseases earlier, even developing new drugs.
It's amazing. The possibilities are endless.
They really are. But we got to remember, tech is just a tool.
Right.
It's up to us how we use it.
And that brings us back to Dr. Malhotra's call to action.
Do something epic. Save the world.
He believes technology can be a force for good,
Yeah.
but it's up to us to make that happen.
Yeah.
So what's your epic mission?
Right.
How can you use your skills, your knowledge, to make a positive impact?
It's a good question to think about.
It really is. And as tech keeps shaping our world,
Yeah.
that question is going to become even more important. Now, before we get to the last part of our deep dive,
Okay.
I want to circle back to something Dr. Malhotra said that really caught my attention.
Oh, yeah. What's that?
He talked about developing quantum minds
Right.
for managing quantum uncertainty and complexity.
Yeah.
I have to admit, that one kind of went over my head.
It is a heady concept,
Yeah.
but it's a fascinating way to think about how we handle the complexities of this digital age.
Yeah.
It's like we can learn from how the subatomic world works, where everything is always changing.
Right.
And uncertainty is just, the norm.
So instead of trying to control everything,
Yeah,
we need to learn to be okay with uncertainty.
exactly.
Get more comfortable with the ambiguity.
I got it.
It requires a different kind of mindset,
It does.
one that's more flexible, adaptable,
Yeah.
open to new possibilities.
It's almost like we need to develop a quantum intuition,
I like that.
a sixth sense for navigating this complex world.
And that's one of the most exciting and challenging things about this digital age.
It is.
It's making us rethink everything
Yeah.
and come up with new ways of thinking and solving problems.
Absolutely.
And it's raising some big questions
Yeah.
about knowledge, intelligence,
Right.
what it even means to be human in a world shaped by tech.
Those are age-old questions.
They are.
But the digital age makes them even more important.
Right.
And as we go deeper into AI, quantum computing, all that, those questions are just going to become even more pressing.
It's a lot to think about.
It is.
We've explored so much of Dr. Malhotra's work,
We have.
from his early days in Silicon Valley to his work with the Pentagon.
Yeah.
We've talked about his vision of a globally accessible and secure World Wide Web, his emphasis on e-agility and anticipating surprises,
Right.
even this mind-bending concept of quantum minds
Yeah.
for managing complexity.
It's a lot.
It is, but there's one key piece we haven't really explored yet.
What's up?
His approach to knowledge access and application.
Oh, yeah.
And this is where things get really practical.
Absolutely.
to the listener.
Dr. Malhotra's work on these meta search portals,
Right.
knowledge maps, menus,
Yeah.
it's not just about finding information easier.
Okay.
It's about changing how we learn, how we work together, how we solve problems.
It's about empowering people
Yeah.
to tap into all that knowledge
Yeah, the vast ocean of information.
and use it to make a better future.
Exactly. And that's what we're going to dive into next.
Okay, so stay tuned.
We'll be right back to explore how these tools are already making a difference.
Okay, so we've been talking about some pretty, complex stuff.
Yeah, big ideas.
Anticipating surprise, quantum minds,
Right.
even, saving the world.
Uh-huh.
But I think this next part, this might be the most, useful
Oh, yeah.
for you listening right now.
I think so too.
Dr. Malhotra's focus on knowledge access and application, it's all about getting you the right information at the right time.
When you need it.
He's really into tools like meta search portals,
Yeah.
knowledge maps, and menus.
Those are powerful tools.
It's like he's saying, stop wasting time searching, just now.
Yeah. I mean, who hasn't gotten lost in an internet rabbit hole?
Right.
We're overwhelmed with information.
Totally.
But how do we find the stuff that actually matters?
Right, the valuable stuff.
Exactly. Imagine being able to instantly access the best research, insights, expertise
Right.
on any topic.
Yeah.
No more sifting through endless search results.
Yeah. We're trying to figure out, what sources are even credible.
Right. Who to trust.
It would be like having a personalized research assistant,
Yeah.
an AI,
Yeah.
cutting through the noise,
Uh-huh.
giving you exactly what you need when you need it.
That's the dream.
Is that what he's working on with his company?
It's a big part of it, yeah.
Okay.
Global Risk Management Network, LLC, they're developing those meta search portals. So you can pull information from all these different sources.
So instead of searching Google, then Wikipedia, then, a bunch of specialized databases,
Right.
you can use one of these portals and get a complete overview
Exactly.
of the topic.
And they're also working on knowledge maps,
Okay.
which visually show you how different ideas connect.
So instead of just a list of results,
Yeah.
you see how they relate to each other.
Uh-huh.
Kind of like a mind map.
Yeah, but for any topic.
That's cool.
Knowledge maps can be really helpful
Yeah.
for brainstorming, problem solving, even just exploring new things.
Yeah.
They show you the big picture of, the landscape of knowledge.
So it's like a GPS for knowledge,
I like that.
guiding you through all that information.
Yeah, no more getting lost.
This sounds super useful for researchers,
Oh, definitely.
but who else could benefit from this?
I mean, honestly, anyone who needs to use knowledge,
Right.
students, entrepreneurs,
Sure.
policymakers, even someone just learning a new skill or hobby.
Dr. Malhotra even says these tools can save you 99% of the time you spend searching.
It's a bold claim.
It is. But if it's true, that's huge
Oh, yeah.
in terms of productivity.
You're saving so much time.
Right.
And in today's world, that's everything.
Yeah.
But it's not just about speed.
Right. It's about quality, too.
Exactly. You get the most reliable, up-to-date information.
Right.
Which helps you make better decisions.
And solve problems more effectively.
It's a whole new way to think about knowledge.
Yeah.
It's not just passively taking it in.
Right.
You're actively using it to make a difference.
It's about being a lifelong learner,
Yeah.
expanding your knowledge to keep up with all the change,
And using that knowledge to create, to solve problems.
to contribute to something bigger.
Exactly. I think
Yeah.
that's a great way to sum up Dr. Malhotra's message.
Yeah.
He's a true visionary.
Uh-huh.
He sees how tech can change the world for the better.
We've covered so much in this deep dive,
We have.
from Silicon Valley to the Pentagon.
Yeah.
We've explored his core ideas, his work on self-adaptive systems,
Right.
his vision for a truly global World Wide Web.
It's been a journey.
It has. And we've seen how those ideas can be applied to, not just big organizations, but to everyone.
To your own life, your own work.
Right.
It's about empowering individuals.
Exactly. But as we wrap up, I want to leave you with one final thought.
Okay.
Dr. Malhotra's presentation, it really emphasized how all these technologies are coming together.
Yeah. AI, quantum computing, cyber, crypto.
It's a lot.
It is, but he challenged us to think beyond silos, to consider how we can integrate them.
Right, to create something truly revolutionary.
Exactly.
So as you go about your day, as you navigate this, increasingly complex digital world, I want you to ask yourself, how might this convergence of technologies, how might it reshape everything?
industries, economies, our lives?
Yeah, in the years to come. It's a big question,
It is a big question.
but it's one that's going to shape the future.
It is, and it's one we'll keep exploring here on The Deep Dive.
Thanks for joining us.
See you next time.